What's going on, guys?
How's it going?
I'm Tim, that's Dad. Welcome back to MS Videos, not a podcast.
That's what we're calling it.
Yep, that's the name.
Kind of stuck.
Yeah,
and I kind of
liked it. Yeah, so this is episode 2, week 2.
We're filming. Sorry.
No, we're filming what? A day or two early?
Yeah, because I'm going out of town for work, and so our schedule that we just put together is going to be
Slightly altered.
Slightly altered, yeah. Perfect. Supposed to do this on Monday night, edit it, get it ready for upload on Tuesday. It's Saturday night. We went out to dinner, ate way too much food, are a little sluggish, so apologize if I'm not quite as fast as I normally am with my quirks. But here we are. We want to make sure we deliver this week, so we're going to jump right into it.
Yeah. Consistency is key, my friends.
Yeah,
how you feeling? How you feeling?
I mean, I feel pretty good. I mean, went to the doctor yesterday, and you know, my foot's healing.
Yep.
They said one more week in the boot, and then we'll go from there. So hopefully, at the end of that week, it will be
rocking some bougie shoes.
Yeah.
Some special inserts or something. Who knows?
Yeah. But to what this whole podcast is about is it's about us, MS Videos, talking about what's happened the last week on a weekly basis.
Yep.
To try and give you guys a consistent take on what's important to us. We don't have the same views on things as other channels, but I'm sure we have a lot of things that align in certain ways. MS Videos stands for man shit videos. That's what it stands for. Man shit meaning things guys like. Well, we're a couple of guys, and we like guns, cars, barbecues, and sarcasm and humor and sports. That's what we're into. So, all of our topics are going to be kind of related in those fields.
Yeah.
And
that's kind of what we just tracked down. We want this to be informative and to the point, not so long drawn and a waste of time. We want to give you guys the information that we feel matters. But on a weekly basis, sometimes we will struggle to come up with new topics because sometimes in, for example, the gun world, we're talking about the same thing that we were talking about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Developments sometimes do take time, especially in the legal sense. So
yeah.
We will not always have new information, but we will always have opinions. And if you ever want to reference us talking about other stuff, you can always go back to the other episodes.
Oh, shameless plug.
Make sure to subscribe. Pay attention, guys. But this week we have a couple of new things that happened right at the beginning of September, especially in the gun world, that we wanted to discuss. And there's a couple of cool car things that are going on, and he found a new barbecue he likes. So that's where we're going, and that's how we are going to get there.
Yeah. And I'll go into details about the barbecue when we get there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And no, I don't want to buy it. It's just I thought it was cool, and you guys should hear about it.
Yeah. Definitely. He's going to buy it, probably.
I'm not going to buy it.
All right, guys. So, diving into the world of guns, I feel like that's where we'll start, and we'll get that out of the way first. Number 1 on the list. Have you guys heard about this whole Tennessee introducing basically a class to gun safety?
Mandatory,
required.
In all K through 12 schools, introduced through PE. And I like it because I think introducing children to firearm safety early is a good thing. But I feel like it's the parents' job to do that, not necessarily the schools. But I like that they're trying new things and seeing what works because they understand the importance of firearm safety. And I think that it is important to address it early on and not make it a scary taboo subject. I just don't know if the school is the right place for it, because at the same time, school is not the right place to talk about religion or other things that can be influenced by your home life. And some families are just anti-gun, and that's their right, and I have nothing against them for it, and if they don't want their kid to know about guns, that's their right. But on the flip side, I think just having a very generic, baseline understanding of like, oh, this is how you spot a fake gun versus a real gun. There's nothing wrong with that, just for educating children. Like,
right. And I agree, and I align with you on all of those points. in the article that I read, it talked about, identifying firearms and the difference between real and fake ones. Identifying like safe ways to keep them stored. I thought that was a good way to approach that conversation, because how often do you hear about the kid that accidentally shot himself or his little brother because he got into dad's closet, right?
Yeah.
It's showing kids where these things are and how to avoid access to them. But as he said, it should be the parents' responsibility, not the teachers. And for that reason, I'd say while it is good intended, I don't 100% agree.
Yeah. And that's where I'm happy to see that the state is trying to do something to better its citizens, but yeah, that's a fine line.
Next up is the Delaware court deciding to reject the idea of raising, the minimum age to purchase a gun from 18 to 21. They said no, thank you.
Now, I actually agree with that.
Yeah.
It's for hunting purposes, right? At 18, you can buy a gun. There's a few states that actually do this, but you can buy a gun at 18 if it's for hunting purposes. I agree with that. There's no reason that a law-abiding citizen at 18 years old should not have the ability to buy a firearm to go and hunt and exercise their rights. I see no problem with that. Well, a lot of states, they come in and they say, yeah, if you have a hunting license, you have hunter's education, you're not buying a semi-automatic AR style rifle, right? You can buy a rifle for hunting purposes, shotgun, long gun for hunting. I see no problem with that. And Delaware said, we're going to stand with you and say, we're not raising our minimum age to 21 for long guns for hunting purposes. And I think that's perfectly fine. I have no problem with it.
18 to 20-year-olds, you have your rights back. Go buy a gun.
There you go.
Next up, this one is kind of a hot topic. It's been going on for a while.
Yeah, this is...
So it's a dipping the toes in the water.
We're sticking our pinky toe in because this is a hot one.
Yeah, so the GOA and NFA are at a constant battle of sorts.
Yeah, and there's other ones too. There's a bunch of gun activist groups. The GOA, NRA. There's a ton that are going after the NFA, and personally, I support that because the NFA, in my personal opinion, is a bad thing. I believe it was started with good intention, and then through the decades has been turned into just a tool to take away your rights and restrict your ability to do what you have the right to do that is written into our Constitution, right? So this battle that's been going on about like short-barreled rifles and the suppressors and the tax stamps, that bill has already been approved and passed. It didn't have the same wording that they wanted, so it wasn't just completely taken out, but they did remove the $200 tax stamp. And that goes into effect, I believe, the first of the year. I do not have as much knowledge about this because it's so convoluted with so much misinformation. I don't think they're doing anybody any justice by enforcing a 80-year-old rule, or is it 80 years? Okay, this is me being honest. I don't remember when the NFA went into effect. I thought it was 1940 something, but there might be even 1930 something. He's gonna fact check me right now, which is good because I don't remember.
When was the NFA put into effect?
Here we go.
1934.
Okay, 1934.
So 90 years.
Yeah, 90 years ago, this was put into place, and it's still affecting us today. The world has changed. It has evolved. Suppressors are not for committing mass crimes. They are for hearing protection. That is what they're for. They knock down the sound. They make it easier and more comfortable to fire without hearing protection. So if some bad guy breaks into your house in the middle of the night and you grab a firearm for self-defense and save your family's life, you're not losing your hearing over it. And that's how I see it. It makes it so you can go out at a day at the range with your friends and family, shoot, and be like, yeah, I didn't need to have 3 layers of hearing protection on to enjoy my day. Not that there's anything wrong with having your hearing protection, but it is nice to not have to have so much on. That's my personal take.
And from a total dude factor, This is called man shit videos for a reason. Suppressors are just cool.
They're cool as shit.
Suppressors are just cool.
They're dope. Look, there's one. There's one.
Yeah.
Like, they're awesome.
They're just cool, if we're being honest.
They are. And, you know, how many times did you grow up watching movies when silencers were the thing? And silencers meant it was like,
Yeah.
that was all you heard. And you're like, oh man, that was cool. That's not reality. Reality is it's still a very loud sound. It's just tamed way down.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
That's where we will wrap up our opinion on that subject.
Oh, but I didn't actually hit the point. The whole point of that is there's been a lot of things moving through the Supreme Court and Congress with these laws changing about the tax stamp whole thing. I think it's HB1 is the law that's actually talking about it. And it's basically just a 6-month drawn out process of, yes, there's no more $200 tax, but it still is in effect. The NFA is still there. And then there's people that talk about, oh, this has happened today, but it's really just somebody talking about what happened 6 months ago again. Yeah. So I'm not going to try and even pretend that I'm an expert on it, because I'm not.
So there's one other talking point that came up with guns.
We're just going to touch on this. Because
touch on it? Yeah.
We're just going to touch on it.
So, Minnesota shooting response. Basically, the governor was like, we need to increase the amount of gun control that we have in the state because of a school shooting. I think that is a very common response to what's going on, especially in this, we'll call it an epidemic of school shootings that's going on in recent years. And as tragic as it is, I don't ever agree that gun control is going to be the answer.
No.
But that's that whole topic. That's that whole situation right now. Is
one of the things that I saw when we were looking for information about it was the DOJ was trying to decide if they were going to take away transgenders' rights to buy guns because of the Minnesota school shooting. That's what I read. Huh. I don't know how much of that is fact or fiction. I didn't have time to deep dive and fact check it 100%. But my stance is very clear. I don't care what you do with your life, as long as it keeps your business to you. Don't make it my business, because I don't care. And live your life however you want to. We kind of touched on it for a second when we were talking about it. On the 4473, when you fill out your application, it says male or female. There should be a third box that just says other. That's it.
Right.
And you can choose whichever one of those best suits you, mark the box and move on. And that's as far as it should go. I don't think it needs to be anything more than that.
Yeah, I brought it up when we were having this discussion earlier. You know, it shouldn't be something that makes you feel, you know, discriminated against, or something that makes you feel like you are being put aside, or, you know, oh, well, because you are choosing to do this with your life, we don't want you to have a gun. I don't support that. Everyone should have a gun. I think guns are great. They do a lot of good for a lot of people.
As long as you're a smart, responsible person with it, I don't care.
Exactly.
You have the right to defend yourself just like anybody else. Do I personally agree with your life choices? Not my business. I don't care. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. Just don't tell me how to live my life.
So, because they're using a school shooting, which is terrible, as a way...
Was it a church shooting?
Well, this specific topic that brought this whole conversation up was a Minnesota school shooting, which in the result caused the result of 2 kids to be killed. It's terrible.
It's never okay.
Right.
There's nothing that anybody can say in any light that makes it okay, ever.
But the fact that they're using something as tragic as a school shooting to segue into something that's even, you know, I'm not going to say more terrible, but as terrible as discrimination against any kind of person, I think is also completely ridiculous. The fact that they're like, well, this school shooting happened, so we're going to restrict these kinds of people from having guns. That's ridiculous.
And if you're watching this, you probably share similar views on gun control. It's never the answer. Taking away honest people's rights does not solve a problem.
Just makes it harder for the honest people to get the guns that they feel they deserve to have.
Right.
Criminals are going to get their guns either way.
Because they don't care about the law. They don't care. It's illegal to commit murder. They still do it.
Exactly.
Anyways, moving on to a different subject.
That kind of wraps up everything that we had to say about guns this week.
Yeah.
You know, guns news. As far as upcoming releases and stuff like that, I couldn't really find any info because not a lot's happening.
I haven't heard a lot of buzz.
Yeah. You know, the most recent thing that we have to talk about is the P211, which is sitting on the wall right behind us, and there's already a couple videos out on that.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to get any research done or listen to our opinions on the P211, go check out the video. Moving on to cars. This is one of the big three of our channel.
So going into cars.
Yes.
What's the big news right now? I've been hearing a lot of buzz about the Nürburgring and this Mustang GTD setting a track record with a non-professional driver.
Yeah, a non-professional driver hops into this new Mustang GTD, dark horse, you know, whatever you want to call it. It's had many names going across the internet. Either way, it's a cool-ass machine.
It is a race-ready, factory-built race car. That's what it is. It's over.
But it's street legal.
Yeah, but it's over 800 horsepower.
800 pound-feet of torque.
It's got a dry sump system from the factory. That's never been done in a Mustang. Come on.
Or just,
there's other cars that do it, you know, but...
Either way, it had a sub-7...
Yeah, it was under 7 minutes Nürburgring time.
I couldn't find exact times. Now, I did find exact times on the car that beat it, which we will get to in a second. But yeah, so Mustang GTD, you're doing some cool things. Ford, we respect you for it.
And then Chevy said, here, hold my beer.
Pretty much.
And they said the ZR1, with professional drivers, set a course record at, I think, 651, 652, somewhere in there.
Yep.
With the ZR1, which is making, 800 horsepower also?
Yeah.
And
no, the ZR1. The base ZR1.
That's right. It's 1,000-something
1,064 horsepower with 864 pound-feet of torque.
That's right. Crazy power. And
from a factory car.
Yeah.
Now,
American car. Factory
American, yeah. Now, granted, they did start steering from the American template. You know, it's mid-engine. This one's rear-wheel drive. It's very European looking, you know, if we're being honest. But it's American-made, and it has an American LT7 engine in it. And then Chevy decided that the ZR1 wasn't good enough.
So 2026, they're releasing the ZR1 X,
which is the ZR1 on coke.
Yeah, so
add another 250 horsepower.
Electric motor to the front wheels, making it basically a 80% rear-wheel drive, 20% front-wheel drive supercar that's mid-engine, and it put down a time of 6:49 at the Nürburgring.
Yeah.
Now, granted, this is professional drivers, you know, factory support car that's technically not released yet. It's a prototype until they come out with it, right?
Yeah.
So, but it's a 2026 model, and it set the time for the fastest American car ever to go around Nürburgring.
Yep.
I mean, that is something to be said. It's also got a price tag of nearly $200,000.
We're talking supercar territory.
Yeah.
Which is in this car fits in a supercar category.
Yeah, it
in
does.
every sense of the word, right? You know, it has the looks, it has the power, it has the price tag. You know, if it quacks like a duck, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, call it a duck.
Oh, that was good.
But if we're being honest, it still doesn't touch the Porsche time. Porsche 911 GT3 RS went around the Nürburgring in 6:34?
I actually don't know that answer, so I'm not going to respond.
Pretty sure.
To be honest, I don't know.
Because I'm pretty sure
Well, he's going to fact check it, but
pretty sure the Porsche is still running the fastest times right now.
well, I thought it was the Dodge Viper GTS that set the Nürburgring record for an American-made car. And I
Oh,
thought that
sorry.
was
6:44, not
6:34.
6:34. Which is still 5 seconds faster than Corvette did with their 1,250 horsepower monster.
Yeah, but how much is that Porsche?
I'm pretty sure it's about the same price.
Well, there you go. I got no rebuttal to that. So
Yeah, so the 911 or the 992 GT3 RS. Well, let's take a look at the price tag since we're here right now.
So, you know, the 996 RUF was kind of one of the baddest Porsches ever built.
Of course.
What did that thing do?
Okay, so if we're being honest, it is about double the price
Oh,
for 5 seconds. Is it worth it? Yes.
How fast
to
you
a
wanna
driver? To a driver,
how
5
fast
seconds
you
is
wanna
worth it. Yeah. So while it is $408,000, it's still a Porsche I think it looks better. So
He's a Porsche fan.
I am.
I respect Porsche. I don't own one, but I respect them. And unlimited budget, I would have one in my garage. Now,
Yep.
speaking of Porsche, this is a good segue. What are they coming out with?
Oh yeah, Porsche. They're coming out next year, 2026. A hybrid pushing 700 plus horsepower
Yep.
in the 911 template. So it's going to look just like all the others, except it's going to be like way better on gas mileage, I guess. I don't know.
Probably. But now let's take guesses. Because it's hybrid, is it going to have power going to the front wheels?
Probably not. Well,
Are they trying to go like, we can compete with that ZR1X? And
at half the horsepower too. That'd be kind of cool. So
so
they did say 600 to 700 horsepower range. If they're putting out a 600 horsepower Porsche, that's four-wheel drive with an electric motor that runs time just as fast as that ZR1. That'd be kind of cool.
It raises the question. So we're just going to go ahead and speculate now. This is not a podcast. Episode 2.
No.
This is September 6th, 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Does it beat the ZR1X?
Well, I guess that raises the next question: is are they building this to compete with the ZR1X?
Okay, if I was a Porsche exec, I'd say no.
No,
because
not at all.
we're Porsche. We don't need to compete with
Exactly. Dumb Americans, you know, like, if we're being honest. But the topic of conversation will come up, and I think it will not.
I don't know. I'm torn. I believe that,
But they are damn prideful.
well, if we're talking openly, all Germans are.
Exactly.
They don't want to. They don't want to lose.
That's what I'm talking about. If Chevy got that close, you know, within 5 seconds, but they needed 1,250 horsepower to do it, it would really rub their ego the right way to go, let's half the power and beat their time again.
Yeah,
And do it the same way they did, with an electric motor to the front wheels.
he's not wrong. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do, but it does. It brings up some interesting talking points. That's what it does.
Indeed.
So, a year from now, in 2026,
We're coming back to this video. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah.
But next up on the list is quite possibly the one that I'm maybe most excited for.
He's been geeking out about this for a
Oh.
solid 2 hours. I saw the info press release on this topic when it was still just like clickbait about a month and a half ago, and I was like, are they really going to do that? I think I even sent it to you.
Yeah,
So-
you did. Yeah. So, Honda, you're doing some things that I like for once. Besides, I mean, the last Type R that you guys released is pretty cool. But a Prelude in 2026?
A reboot.
It is official. It has been released. There's now info out on it. It's going to be a 200 horsepower front wheel drive, basically economy sports car.
It's based off of the Civic.
Yeah, like it's not going to be anything fantastic, which is kind of what the original Prelude was. But I'm excited because my first car was a Prelude. You know, I love the way that they look. But it will not be manual. It will not
Boo.
have any super special features unless they come out with like a Type S or a Type R edition, which
I mean-
could be possible.
Honda kind of has a track record of they drop it, and then they go, okay, now that it's out there,
Oh, kind of like
Let's-
SIG.
huh?
Kind of like SIG.
Yeah, kind of like Sig.
Yeah, you know, they drop it and then
And then
you
they
know,
come out with the better version.
6 months, a year later, they drop the Legion, the XG, or the...
You know, we were thinking this might be a better way.
Yeah, so Honda is known for doing that, but as of right now, it's a pretty sleek, pretty compact looking little sports car, and I'm really excited for it. MSRP in America, $42,000. That's not terrible in today's prices, you know.
It's an economy car from Honda, and it's 42 grand, and that's considered
Not terrible.
really.
But if we're being honest, that thing is gonna live.
I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about like what the dollar is worth now, because that same car 20 years ago would have been
Brett,
$18,000.
we're gonna get into inflation here in a second. That's a woo. Yeah, how
No.
much was that going up on the wall? Yeah.
Oh, really? You're bringing up old shit.
Oh, now we bring it up. Okay. But yeah, so Honda Prelude. I'm really excited. I'm really bummed out that it's front wheel drive, and I'm really bummed out that it's not going to be offered in a manual.
It should be manual, and it should be rear wheel drive. That is my take on it. The Prelude always had the looks to support a rear wheel drive platform.
Well, there is that one guy that took the F20 out of the S2000 and made one.
I know.
But that's that one guy. That's not Honda. So we'll give credit to him.
Last
and not
name was
Honda.
Honda. No, I'm just kidding.
But that leaves us to one of the more...
Well, I like the next one.
Aston Martin? Or
Yeah.
So that leads us to one of the more luxurious, quite possibly never to be owned by us type things. But
Well, you know you can buy like a used Aston Martin for like 50 grand.
yeah, just like you're looking at a used Ferrari for
Yeah, but-
50 grand. Like,
For an Aston Martin?
yeah,
I mean,
but
come
this
on,
is the 20...
Those things look so good.
They are very classy looking vehicles, I will agree. But the 2026 Aston Martin Vanquish, the 5.2 liter V12, twin turbo, putting out 900 horsepower or something like that. Yeah,
Is it that much?
yeah,
Holy cow.
yeah. Aston Martin, they're sleeping in the shadows.
Well, they deliver supercar speed, but with comfort inside. Like it's kind of
Luxury,
I mean, it's a James Bond car.
Yeah.
Like that should say it all.
pretty much. Aston Martin Vanquish. Yeah, that was released the 2nd of September. So, I don't know who else has been talking about it, but we are. And I think that's kind of cool.
And I haven't really seen a lot of buzz about it. Like,
Exactly.
I try and stay up on like what's happening in the stuff that we're interested in, right?
Yeah.
So I try and pay attention to the news feeds and the articles and even the clickbait stuff, like, and look at it and kind of make my own opinion off of I think it's real or fake. I haven't heard much about the Aston Martin, like really at all. It was kind of a surprise to hear that they're dropping this new one.
Yeah.
But it made my hair stand up and made my ears perk up. Like I was like, ooh, really?
Twin turbo V12. But you get to do it in a baller ass Aston Martin. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Sign me up, please. Which leads us to definitely not in the realm of possibilities, the Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute.
Yeah.
330 miles an hour.
That's insane.
And you can do it with 4 people in the car.
That's even more insane. I mean, if they take this thing to the salt flats and set some land speed records for a production car, like, come on. Like,
Granted, this is the Absolute, so like they've already released the Koenigsegg Jesko.
Yeah.
And that thing's fast. This is the Absolute, which is supposed to be the like
this is no
the
holds
premium
barred.
model. Like, okay, we're gonna make this thing
We're going to show you what we could do if we didn't care.
exactly.
Yeah.
Now, granted, you know, Koenigsegg's base cars are $1 million plus.
Yeah.
So this thing's probably going somewhere in the ballpark of $4.2 to $5 million.
That's what I was thinking.
And-
going to be up there.
It's worth every penny. Like, I can't be mad because it's worth every goddamn penny.
330 miles per hour.
Like,
A family car.
and you can do it while you're going to dinner. All right, we're hopping on the freeway and we're there. Well, you know, it's only fun for the driver. Everyone else is shitting their pants. But guess what? You got a Koenigsegg, so who cares?
Right?
Yeah, that... I saw the top speed for the Koenigsegg Jesko, and I genuinely was like, what do you need to go that fast for with that many people in the car? You don't. But the fact that you can...
I mean, is your nickname the Grim Reaper? I have no idea why you would need 4
All right,
people in your
we're
car.
going to go meet death. See you later. Who knows? Maybe I'll be able to go fast enough to jump back in time. 88 miles an hour times 4. All right. So, last but not least, we have one final thing to discuss. It was so important that he had to stop and talk with a salesman for 45 seconds about this thing. It is a new grill.
I thought it was cool. I don't want one. I don't need one. It's barbecue related.
Yeah.
So,
And that's one of the things that we like to talk about on the channel, barbecues.
oh, you didn't talk about that Citroen to the Europe guys.
Yeah, well, we don't have a lot of European followers because we talk about guns a lot.
But maybe we will.
Besides the point.
Yeah. So we're at the Lifetime store picking up a storage shed for behind the garage, and they have a barbecue there that is a pellet smoker and a gas grill in the same thing. It's not two separate units that are side by side. They're married. And it's kind of cool because it shares the grill space for both units. So you have a hopper on the side that feeds into a box, the burn box, under your gas grill. So they just made it strong enough to handle the heat of the smoker and then also the heat of the gas grill right on top of it.
Right.
And so you can go from like 170 degrees to like 700 degrees, like in the same grill, and kind of cover both aspects. Now, to me, that's pretty cool, because if you're like, I just want to throw some burgers on real quick, I don't want to sit there for hours. You just turn the gas on, barbecue your burgers, and you're done.
Yep.
You want to smoke a tri-tip or a brisket or pork butt or, I don't know, some St. Louis style ribs, and you want to smoke them low and slow at 180 degrees for, hours on end, you can do that too. And you don't need two pieces of equipment on your patio.
It's all about the real estate on aspect of it,
I just thought it was cool, and I hadn't seen anything like it on the market yet. I have seen the Mastercraft, that's your hopper fed charcoal and wood lump fuel into a barbecue, but it can go high enough because it uses charcoal and wood fuel instead of pellets, so you can go low and slow, or you can go up to 750 degrees on one fuel source. But it's not fast, and it's messy, and you got a lot of more cleanup if you're just trying to do basic barbecue stuff, and you'll always have that hint of smoke. Some people wouldn't care, but some people would. This gives you the option. I'm just not going to use the pellet. I'm just going to use the gas. I'm just going to barbecue some burgers or whatever it is you're doing, and it's kind of neat. So I figured I'd just touch on it if you're in the market for a small, not tiny, but just a small unit that can do multiple items.
The whole package is about 3.5 feet wide.
Yeah,
which is way better than having a full-blown smoker right next to a full-blown grill.
Yeah.
You're going to save some space. You're going to save a little bit of money. And you're going to get the benefit of having gas and smoke at the same time. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
And I understand the excitement. I'm giving him a hard time because he has many desires, but I get it.
Yeah. The guy that worked there, I think he'd been there for like 8 or 9 years. And he said when they came out with this product, he bought one and took it home. And he was saying his story. Now, a lot of it I feel like was probably a sales pitch because he's a salesman. But he was like, the coolest part for him is he could cook his tri-tip low and slow on the smoker. And then instead of having to take it and finish it on another piece of equipment, he could just turn the gas on, heat it up, and then sear his tri-tip right there on the same barbecue. And so he would only have to be, the meat would only have to be off the heat for a few minutes. And he could finish it and only have to dirty one dish and not take it in the house and smoke up the house with the searing. So he made a reasonable presentation, and it stuck with me for a minute. And I just figured, what, we talk about barbecue stuff, let's go ahead and drop it on there.
Yeah.
Outside of that, again, I apologize. It is now 1:20 in the morning. It's late. My eyes are bloodshot. I can already tell I'm tired, but it's like I got to get this done because I really want to hit that weekly upload on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Like I really want to hit that every single week, regardless of whatever's happening elsewhere, because I feel it's important to have that consistency.
Yeah.
And
as I said at the beginning, consistency is a good thing, my friend.
Yeah. So on that note,
kind of feel like we touched all of the topics.
We touched on it.
Talked about how we're doing. Welcomed you guys to episode 2.
Yeah.
So we're at a place where we're gonna wrap it up, and
I'm gonna jump back in for 1 second though. I thought of one more thing. When we talk about like what's happening in the world around us and things that we're interested in, this isn't a one all be all. Like this is the final say on these topics. This is just things that we've heard. We both have jobs and like other things that we do with our time. We don't dedicate 100% of our time into researching the stuff and then talking about it in front of the camera to give you the most accurate and up-to-date information. We hear about stuff, we hear a buzz, we do a quick deep dive into it, and I mean quick, and then it's based off of just our personal beliefs. And that's what this is. So
we're coming at you with some rough information.
Yeah.
And a lifetime of opinions.
Yeah.
And you guys decide what you want to do with that information. And of course, don't take anything that we say too seriously, because we don't either. That's kind of the whole point of the channel.
Yep.
But, you know, just understand that we can be wrong. And if
What?
you guys want to flame us in the comments
Wait.
for it, we will laugh at you. So, by all means.
Yeah. And comment. you know?
Please. Like,
if you're
comment,
like, hey, you know
subscribe,
what?
do it all.
I've seen this firsthand, and that's not accurate. Put it in there. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get mad that you share your opinion on a video that we post, because at the end of the day, we love doing this, but this is an avenue for us to share what we do, because we have a passion for it, with you guys, and hopefully you guys have a passion and we align. If you don't, you're obviously just going to move on, and that's no harm, no foul.
Yep.
And if you want to be one of those guys that jump on and rip us apart because we say something wrong once or twice, then go ahead. It's just fun read for the rest of the people that stick around.
Exactly.
So.
Now, we have family and friends that tune into all of our videos that
Yep.
share the same mindsets that we do, and we will laugh at you. If you want to talk shit, we will laugh. And that is honesty. We
Yeah.
hope you enjoy that.
It hurts a little bit sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, it hurts in here. Not really. Fuck off.
And with that being said, I'm Tim. That's Dad. This is MS Videos, not a podcast. Podcast episode 2.
We out.
We out.